What is going on, everybody? I am the FD Guru, bringing to you guys a Tuesday NBA edition of my DFS podcast. We have a smaller 5-game slate tonight. We also have a 2-game after-hours slate. I will be playing that, and all Twitter subscribers are going to get that after-hours slate tweeted at them for free. I'll also have it posted on my website later on after the main slate locks. You can see After Hours for free if you subscribe through my Twitter. It's $10 a month, and I give you $10 in website credit on the first of every month to pay that off, and then you get bonus content. For example, like tonight, you'll get the After Hours slate tweeted at you on the subscriber mode. So we have some value out there, but it's not a ton of it, obviously, with only 10 teams playing. I'm going to go with a lot of cheaper value plays in this video, and just because there's not many out there and there's a ton of studs on this slate to pay up for. We have some good and bad news in Dallas. The bad news is that the injury report is, has a ton of traffic on it. There's a lot of guys. Luka's now questionable. Tim Hardaway's questionable again. He missed last night. Derrick Jones Jr. is questionable. He got taken out of last night's game in the first half with a quad injury. So the bad news is there's a lot of questionable guys there. The good news is this game's at 7:30. It's one of the first games on the slate. The main slate locks at 7:30 Eastern tonight, so we will get that news. So that is the good news. We already got Kyrie Irving ruled out. And I would guess Luka plays. He played 43 minutes last night. I don't think they would play him 43 minutes on the first leg of a back-to-back if he was battling an injury. I mean, maybe it happened after the game. It's his back. I don't know how serious it is. I'm going to guess that he plays, but I have no idea. But I would lean towards him being in tonight. As usual, I'm going to give you guys one play for each position. Just like this video and subscribe. Looking forward to this slate. Other than the Mavericks, we really just have Jamal Murray questionable for the Nuggets. And then we already got Kevin Durant ruled out tonight, which is nice because that's a late game at 10 o'clock Eastern. That would have been annoying if we didn't know if KD was playing. So the last 2 games, the Warriors at the Suns and the Kings at the Clippers, luckily we have no injury news to wait on. So that's always a huge plus. It's really just the Mavericks and Jamal Murray that we are looking at for tonight, and Alex Caruso on the Bulls. So for point guard, Dante Exum looks great again. 6,100, his price has gone up, but he's been starting and he's been playing really well. No Kyrie Irving tonight. I'm gonna guess that one of Tim Hardaway and Derrick Jones Jr. will be out tonight, if not both, since they were both out last night. Regardless, Exum is going to start because Hardaway comes off the bench anyways, and I like Exum a lot. Now that we have Grant Williams back, that does add an extra guy into that starting lineup. So if Derrick Jones was to play tonight, you'd probably see Seth Curry move to the bench before Dante Exum moves to the bench. So we can project Exum to play regular starters minutes tonight with no Kyrie Irving. 33 and 35 minutes over the last 2 games with no Kyrie, and he has produced 39 in that first game and then 36 last night. If you were to tell me that I was picking Dante Exum this year at 6,100, before the season started, I would have called you crazy. It's nice to see a guy like Dante Exum trying to rebuild his career. He's playing well. Good matchup against the Lakers. A 231 over-under, a 4-point spread. Obviously, if Luka's out tonight, which I don't think he will be, we're going to want to play a lot of Mavericks. But as of right now, assuming Luka is in, I still like Dante Exum, really as the number 2 scoring option on this Mavericks team tonight. Shooting guard, we're going to go to Malik Monk now. There's not a lot of good value plays out there, like I said. So we're kind of, scraping at the bottom of the barrel here to find some value. There's not much below 5,500, but I like Malik Monk at 5,600. He's going to come off the bench. this Kings and Clippers game is looking like, one of the best games, if not, a top game on this slate. It's a 235 over-under, a 3-point spread. Malik Monk's been playing a lot of minutes off the bench. He is their sixth man. You see Keegan Murray and Kevin Huerter start, but Malik Monk finishes the game more often than not. He plays 27 to 32 minutes a night, and he's been a fantasy point per minute kind of guy. Before I started this video, I was really debating between him or Klay Thompson, because Klay Thompson's another guy in this salary range that you could go with. He's just got a much lower floor. Yes, he plays more minutes than Monk does, but Monk is a lot more active when he is playing in terms of fantasy points. You could always go with both of them if you need the value. I like Malik Monk at shooting guard over Klay Thompson. He's looked really good as of late. 38 last game, 38 and 35 a few games ago. He has 35 plus fantasy points in 3 out of his last 5 games. So I like Malik Monk. He's going to continue to see, like I said, 25 to 30 plus minutes off this bench, and he is a fantasy point per minute kind of guy. He needs 27 to hit value tonight, and he's averaging that on the dot for the year. Small forward, I like Eric Gordon tonight. Now, we do have Bradley Beal back, but like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, Kevin Durant has been ruled out for tonight. You would think with Bradley Beal back, Eric Gordon's kind of, not really a play, but he is, because we still have no Grayson Allen. So Eric Gordon's going to be starting at small forward. I hope a lot of people go off of Gordon because Beal is playing tonight. Beal is still going to be limited. He's been missing a ton of games. His first game back on November 8th, he only played 23 minutes. As you can see, he's slowly worked up to 30 after a couple of games. But he has now missed another, 3+ weeks. So we can assume and project him to be right around that minutes number that he saw in his first game back earlier. Probably 20 to 25 minutes. It's not going to eat into a lot of Eric Gordon. I like Gordon still at 5,500. He's been playing well. He has hit value in his last 3 games. He needs 26 fantasy points to hit value. He's been right around that mark on the year. And again, no Kevin Durant, no Grayson Allen. That opens up a lot of shots. Obviously, Devin Booker is the number one guy here. And you have Bradley Beal back, but Beal will just be getting his legs underneath him. I like Eric Gordon to play huge minutes tonight. His minutes have been fantastic over the last week. 33 plus minutes in every game over the last 6 games. So Eric Gordon grades out pretty well tonight for the Phoenix Suns against the Golden State Warriors. Power forward, this is a spend up in the video, the only real spend up. And he's not even a true, top tier spend up. He's still sub 9K. I like Kawhi Leonard against the Kings tonight, 8,700. He's been playing phenomenal basketball as of late. 55 plus fantasy points in his last 2 games. He has 50 plus fantasy points in, 4 out of his last 7 games. So more than half the time in the past week, he has got over 50 fantasy points. At 8,700, he needs 43 fantasy points for value. I think he's going to reach that number tonight. He has a great ceiling. He's been playing really well. 75 actual points in his last 2 games. He's shooting the ball well. The addition of James Harden looks like it's finally starting to pay off. He's been a great addition since Russell Westbrook has, been demoted to the bench. He's not really a part of this true rotation anymore. It's been James Harden. So Harden, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard in that starting lineup. They're all viable. They're all right around 8K. I like James Harden at 8K too, but I think Kawhi Leonard's worth the extra money here tonight. He's been the number one go-to on this team as of late, playing huge minutes. 38, 37, 38, and 38 minutes in his last 4 games. That's a ton of minutes. And like I was saying earlier, this game is arguably the best game on the slate at 235.5 over-under. Tight spread. Should be really back and forth here. I like the idea of having Kawhi Leonard on your lineup going into that last game of the night. to get some extra points. He's one of my favorite value spend-ups on this slate as of right now. And then for center, I'm just going to say Derrick Lively for now. I don't really know who I like the most at center as of right now or what I will do. We do have Grant Williams back for the Mavs. I don't know if Grant really plays the 5, but Derrick Lively, his minutes have been a little bit more secure as of late. He's had at least 24 minutes in the last 4 games. 2 of those 4 games, he's seen 35-plus minutes, and he's been playing well. He has a 61 in there. Absolutely cooked the OKC Thunder. I don't think Grant Williams could cover Anthony Davis. Rashawn Holmes is not really part of this rotation anymore. Dwight Powell plays like 12 minutes a game. I think Derrick Lively should be locked in for 25-plus minutes tonight. Someone's got to cover AD. Could he get into foul trouble? Yeah. But I do like the idea of them playing Derrick Lively minutes tonight because of the matchup. And at 6,100, he needs 30 fantasy points. He has done this in 3 out of his last 4 games. It is a little risky, like I said, with the AD foul trouble matchup. And his minutes have been a little wonky this year. His last 4 games look good, but they've shown that they don't care if Derrick Lively plays only 21, 23 minutes. And if that were to happen tonight, that obviously would not be good at a $6,100 salary. But he's a guy to keep on your radar. Center isn't exactly stacked up tonight in terms of value. I would love to get to Jokic, obviously. That's always the game plan when you're making a lineup for a slate, to get to Jokic or Doncic. I just don't think we have that kind of value tonight. I don't want to fall back into the Bates Diop trap with no KD. He started in KD's absence last game, and he played 17 minutes. I am not going back to Keita Bates Diop. He screwed me last slate. They clearly have other guys they can turn to, even if Diop starts. But Derrick Lively as the center play, as of right now, things can always change. That'll do it for this video, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Like it, subscribe, get over to my website, fd-guru.com, later on, a half hour before lock at 7 o'clock Eastern, and I should have things posted up by then. Till next time, peace.